Wait, what are you trying to try?
Okay, we're live.
What's going on? I didn't realize I would
Finally,
get muted
I
while the video plays, but here we are. I
Yeah,
thought I was getting
well,
kicked off the chat already.
yeah, video live, back end kind of live. Thank you for all that are joining us. Martin, we've had you on the long version before. We're doing a little 10-minute talk kind of episode here today and just chatting about fitness. I think was a goal we're yakking maybe about motivation, as we both kind of bitched about how it's cold and crummy out. Yeah, how do you do that?
Oh man, it's a very important topic. Like full disclosure, I am feeling lazy today. I have jiu-jitsu in an hour. I'm thinking of excuses, but I know I'm going to go because honestly, motivation is like the last thing you should ever rely on. And there's a million quotes on motivation, but I found the best thing to do is just to create like routines and systems that you follow no matter what. So, for example, today is Monday, and as annoying as this is, I did bench press already in the afternoon because Monday's chest day. It's International Chest Day.
I did not know that.
Oh, you didn't know that? So what do you do on Mondays?
Is it? Oh, okay. Is that just a you thing on Mondays?
Everyone does chest on Mondays, no?
I don't know. I didn't necessarily. I mean, I swam this morning, and that was my struggle, and that's where I was just openly voicing my complaint to you about how it was -10. It was icy. I didn't really want to go. Still got and it felt good. I left. I mean, I actually didn't feel the best leaving either, but later on I felt like, okay, at least, I checked that off the box today. And then the debate is, hey, am I doing something later? Is at very least, is it the sauna, get a little bit of a sweat.
Sauna is key.
Yeah.
And I find it's good to have a routine that's tied. Someone said guys do chest and girls do legs. Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, it's Monday.
Is that on Mondays?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, can't argue with that logic. Shout out to Daniel. Yeah, can't argue with that. Well said. Yeah, so it's good to have a routine with systems that's tied into accountability. So for me, I know that Monday is International Chest Day, and I go with my brother every single Monday. Like obviously, you're not always motivated. Nice. You have a long weekend. You drink a lot, or you don't sleep enough, or you're traveling. But I know that no matter what, that Monday I have to do chest day. And then accountability comes from my brother. And also another thing for accountability that I rely on in the winter time is being in a gym that has a group training. This is where jiu-jitsu comes in and soccer comes out. Tomer's in the house. What does Tomer have to say? Tomer, what's your routine? Tomer's a very unpopular wrestler in Ontario. He does shows in front of 80 people sometimes 40.
Oh. Just kidding. I don't know. Hopefully you're doing okay on the other side of that verbal abuse there. This is just Martin. This is how he self-talks to himself as well. This is probably what keeps him 5 people. I would totally agree. All the group thing or like team effort. Like one of the big things I see you chat about often is keeping it really simple and keeping it like that activity side of fitness, right? Not only the gym, even though I decided to do like a gym background today.
For those watching, that's a background. He's not actually in a gym.
I was debating going down to my home gym. It does not look like that, but it's got a number of things in there that keep me active and motivated. But then there certainly is like the team aspect of stuff. I guess this morning was more playful in nature because it's a group of guys I go swimming with. We train for tries, but then the gym stuff sometimes I struggle. I'm like, oh, do I really want to go do that today? Well, maybe it is chest day. Maybe I will go make that part of my routine now on Mondays, according to a few and these comments here.
So you meet up with a bunch of guys that go swimming every Monday?
Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Yeah, it's a group of guys that do. The guys that do triathlons with. Like we do like cycling training on like in the winter and summer as well. Tuesday, Thursdays normally on like the road bike. So we go as a group and then we go grab breakfast. It's a little bit more of like in a sense, like kind of like a guys social group as well. I mean, we all have this similar interest and goal of doing and competing in triathlons in the summer. But we keep each other honest on the whole training side of things, whole year round. So yeah, I missed coffee today. I had another live at like 9:30 this morning. Now we're doing this one at 5 here. But most days it's like we go after. Actually, we analyze our results. As weird as that may sound. Yeah, I can't pull up my phone.
But this ties into one of my other points. It's good to be competitive. competitive fields are like the best labs for like seeing if you're good or not,
Yeah.
Like people always say, oh, your only competition is yourself. It's like, what are you talking about? Do you not watch any sport or anything on TV ever in your life?
Yeah. Well, and I mean, whatever level you're at, I always joke with this. Either if I do go to a gym, which is once in a while, home gym, still motivated enough to show up. But if I am out cycling or whatever, I mean, even on the Peloton, you see how other people did in your class that day or whatever it is. If anyone's not familiar with this, and like that is real. Like you're in this Peloton. I should have like screens. Next one we'll talk more about this and have examples. But you're seeing how you're ranked every day. And I mean, I still see it as table as like your top. It'll give you like an overall rating for like your day, number one. So like you out of the 30,000 other people that were on Peloton that day, it'll show you like your
wow. There's that many people with money to burn.
I guess so.
There's 30,000 people throwing money away like that. Wow.
Hang tight. Hold on. Let me find out the stat while we're on here yakking away. No, it does. It shows me it's like, hey, you were 14,000 out of
what if they're lying to you? What if they're like you're number one just so you keep at it?
Can you imagine?
That'd be the real business.
Yeah, that's the real hack. They're actually just like trolling you. Okay.
Hang X trying to get put in number one.
Interesting. This is just a quick Google search. This is not well researched. In 2022, Peloton had 6.7 million users. I feel like that's gone down a lot.
That's a lot of people. Oh my goodness. What do people do in there? Do they talk to each other or you just race each other?
You can interact. Have you ever done this?
No, I don't go. I go outside. I live my life.
Yeah. Here I am in minus 30, just being like, well, the thing was, I did this other training with my road bike where it was attached to a thing. So I got familiar with riding long distances for triathlons on like, it's called a trainer, right? So it's a Wahoo kicker. This thing is all linked up to stuff like on your computer, and then you could go race around people around the world, yada, yada, yada. It was like a video game, but I found that was less interactive. That one you actually you can like talk to people and group ride and stuff like that. But for some reason, like the stimulation, even though that was like pretty good, was not there 100%. And then I tried a Peloton. My cousin had one. I was visiting him in London or whatever. And then I was like, this is sweet because it's like going to a spin class, and spin classes are great too. Except I don't have to leave my house. I can go home gym it and then be against people and have someone yelling at me. And if anyone else out there enjoys that motivation, spin classes are great.
Well, what you're not telling us, you live in Winnipeg where people actually have houses.
Oh, yeah.
Many of us are in Toronto. Yeah. You're in a small condo.
Hey, listen, it is possible. Well, hear me out here.
There's no space in my condo for that.
London. It's tighter square footage there too. And this was a really good option for like a thing, because you can also get other like fitness classes on there. I don't use that. I have looked through it though and seeing like, hey, like you can go and I don't know, do these other classes, I guess. But I mean, whatever is getting you up at the end of the day. The thing that I don't hesitate to do on my end of things is like buy something like even like a Peloton in terms of like fitness stuff, because I'm like, hey, if it's going to motivate me a little bit more to be more active, or if I found a benefit from it, then don't hold back.
I agree.
Whatever that is, right? So
you have to invest in yourself. But since I work from home, I spend money to leave my house.
Right.
I cannot be at home.
Yeah.
That's why I recommend like group classes. Like my gym, jiu-jitsu gym has got classes like at 1:00, which is a perfect time because you work all day, then you just whatever. You go for your lunch, you go try to strangle some people, and that's your lunch break. You stay motivated, It keeps you honest, right?
Well, that is a very like high level of like one-on-one training or competition as well. Right. I mean, you could be competitive even in like a yoga class, right? You're seeing someone do a pose that you can't do, and all of a sudden you're wanting to do more crow or some of the more advanced ones. I don't even know. I haven't been in a while, but I used to go pretty, religiously all the time. And there'd be hardcores in there, like standing on their head and stuff. I'm like, not today.
Why'd you stop yoga? I actually just started in October, and I swear by it.
No, hot yoga is sweet. I think I got out of a routine during COVID and stuff. And then I built a sauna. So I've been doing like sauna again, closer to home base here. And then I just got out of that routine. Ultimately, I still see great benefit if I ever did go back and start it back up again. But I kind of get my sweat on, a little bit of a stretch if I want to in the backyard. So, yeah.
I think people that lack motivation have to sign up for a gym with classes, because you're not gonna find motivation. You got to just show, like so many times. The toughest part for me is just getting there. Like even now, like my class is starting. Like I have to leave in 40 minutes, and I'm like thinking of excuses. Like I'm even dragging this conversation on, hoping it goes, but I know I have to go. So like you got to do whatever you can to get yourself there. It's like I call it the one drink rule. Like Like, someone invites you for a drink, right?
Yeah.
And you know what happens, right?
Like, what happens?
It's never just one drink. I don't know about you. I don't go for just one drink. I've never gone for one drink in my life.
No, that's the biggest lie we tell ourselves.
So I use a one drink rule for the gym. You just tell yourself, I'm gonna go there. Right. Maybe I'll do a technique. Maybe I'll just stretch. Because once you're there, you're gonna see somebody you know. You're gonna get in the mood. The coffee hits. Like, fuck, I got to work out, and that's when you have like the best workouts.
Well, that's great. Like you were talking about before, if it's not complete, you can't be motivated every day. It's got to be discipline. Ultimately, I think that is like yeah, you're right. Like, I mean, well, I was just saying today, I mean, it's not immune. It doesn't have to be like a Monday. Some days I'm just like, no, I don't want to do this. But it's just, I force myself to get up, even on days that are rough. After you go for one drink and you're hurting the next day, nothing feels better than getting a sweat on.
Oh yeah, especially with your homemade sauna there. I'm kind of jealous of that.
Yeah, man, it's like legit. Yeah, it's like a kind of like, I mean, whatever, it looks like Nordic with a whatever slanted roof or whatever, and then door, and yeah, fit it in there. Yeah, it's definitely picked up on popularity. And I know something else that you do for fitness. I don't know if, I mean, motivation motivates you to hop the heck out of one, but the cold plunge side of things. Let's talk quick about that, and then we'll wrap up after that.
So people always want to argue with me about cold plunges. They're like, it doesn't work. I'm like, of course it works. Have you ever been to a cold plunge sauna party? It's all fit people. You don't want to be the only fat guy there. Of course you're going to work. True. Of course you're going to work out and get fit, right?
Right. Is that the whole play then? It's just like, hey, like we have to get like in shape to be looking good enough to go and ice.
Well, you don't want to embarrass yourself, right? You can't be posting ice bath videos and be embarrassed. But I mean, there's science out there that says it's good for recovery. I don't know for sure. I feel better. So as I'm not almost 40, but I'm in my late 30s, 37. I make sure recovery is key, because the worst thing at our age is like, especially this time of year. Yeah, well, especially this time of year, it's kind of shitty now still, but like in a few weeks, hopefully when it gets warm, it's like you start going out and you go for a run, you go for a jog, and you get hurt because you haven't been doing anything all winter.
Yep. You come out of the gates hot and then blow a tire.
Yeah. So I'm a big believer in recovery, whatever that looks like to you. For me, I feel better when I do a sauna, ice bath. I added the yoga to the routine.
Yeah.
Just going to classes, going to socials, it forces me to do it. Like, I'm not someone like I'm not going to do yoga at home. I'll be honest with you. I'm not going to work out at home. I can't do it. I need to be in that environment. I need to pay money, be in an environment, and do it. Like, I could never, like, during COVID, I worked out at home, and it was the worst. It's so pointless.
Yeah.
It was just like shitty push-ups, a couple pull-ups, and you're over this,
Well, I think it's definitely, I kind of have like my set like little cycles I'll do at home on the weight side of things usually, but then I mean a good chunk of the other training that we do is out. But yeah, I mean whatever it's going to take for you to be disciplined and show up.
You don't get bored at home working out?
Sometimes, depends. I don't know.
You like working out alone?
I throw on podcasts. Yeah, you work out alone. Yeah. But then like everything else I do is usually like kind of either out of home or otherwise. Like I do find it kind of very peaceful, similar like when I'm swimming, or like I'm sure when you're doing yoga, like kind of like meditative in a way. Like I find that to be very.
I'm just trying not to embarrass myself. Everyone's so good, and I'm just trying to.
Well, I think that ultimately the competitive side of being at like a gym, or even like in the pool this morning, there's some incredibly strong swimmers in the training tank when we're in there in the mornings, and I mean my inner competitive goes so deep that there'll be someone swimming in the other lane. They're unaware that we're subconsciously competing, and I'm just like, they're about to pass me. This lady that is beside me is an incredibly strong swimmer. Just absolutely kicked my butt this morning, but unknown to her, or maybe she is kind of this way too. I'm sure maybe she is. She's swimming at like 6 a.m. So I'm kind of head down and out of the corner of my eye, see her just like zooming past, and I'm like, all right, let's step it up, but don't make it look like we're making more effort, energy, right? I'm just absolutely like going at the water there, front crawling, and not catching up, not even a chance,
not even close. I always compete with the person next to me. It's funny because they don't realize it.
Yeah, they don't know that you're in a contest now.
Even when I do hill sprints, I love when there's someone on the other side.
Right. Yeah. That's a good one.
Ideally, I find it's best when if you take friends with you, because like you want to race, right? Like you need a clear winner and losers. Like someone has to know they won, and someone has to know they lost, or else it's pointless, right? Like, why do any activity?
Why would come on and try? What about someone who's like, well, I think ultimately the point take home here is, even if they're not inherently competitive, we all go through the same struggle of like, it's winter if you're up in Canada. This sucks to leave your house to go to a gym. Oh, it's giving a thumbs up on the other screen. I forgot. Doing signals like this.
I'm looking at myself twice. It's so weird.
But regardless of that, it's really the discipline at the end of the day to go and show up at the gym, whether it be home, outside. Suggestions are fit class, go fitness classes, or go out, get out, be social, make it a social thing if you're not. But just whatever it is, you still got to show up no matter what.
And I would add, be on a mission. Like I talk to so many people who have like no mission. And like I don't mean this in a corny way, like, oh, like be your best self. No, like be on a mission. Like you want to get a next belt in jiu-jitsu, you want to win your soccer league, you want to I don't know, you want to be on a bench 2.5 plates. Like you have to be on a mission, because that's what keeps you like going, right? Like because you don't want someone else. Like for me, like the thought of someone getting, like my buddy Omar and Cameron, they joined jiu-jitsu. The thought of them even surviving a round with me offends me, Like I don't want that to happen. Like I'm only going today because Omar's coming, and I'm his ride, and I can't let this guy get better than me by even a second. You got to be competitive. You got to have that.
No, I totally get that. You want to, keep that competitive, and having goals is definitely part of it for sure. I'm gonna have to go and do bench before this event tonight. Now that I gotta go be social out for business. Now that I found out it's chest day.
How do you not know Monday's chest day?
I don't know. I just didn't know this. I had different days. I didn't know.
What day do you do chest on? Tuesday? Wednesday?
Well, it depends what days I'm doing weight. Like usually I do weights on Monday, Wednesday, Friday after my swim, and Tuesday, Thursday is kind of like an option on what I'm doing. And I don't know. So sometimes I go on feeling a little bit more too. Like if it depends what I've been building up to. Because if I started to hit like really heavier weights in certain areas, or whatever it is, then I don't know, kind of a little bit intuitive, listen to the body a little bit, but it's not always Mondays. I'm glad we found this out. I didn't know Mondays were chest days. We're gonna have to.
Well, I go by myself on live. I go by feeling too, and I'm always feeling chest day on Mondays.
Oh, great!
It's a holiday.
Yeah, Monday is just auto chest day. Well, if there's any other takeaway, it's that. So, Martin, thanks for joining us on Mondays at 5. Fitness at 5.
6 p.m. Eastern. 6 p.m. Eastern.
I guess so. 5 p.m. Central.
Is that Central? Oh, you're Central.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, in the middle of the country. No big deal. There's
well, we're the center of the we're like the whole center of the country.
Yeah, well, you guys are Center University of Canada out of Toronto there, so yeah. Okay, we'll do this again. Thanks for being on. Have fun tonight, and we'll chat soon.
Thanks. Take care.